Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious. And we're going to go over Raw this week. Was in Seattle, Washington. Now, before we get into the show, folks, first things first, I want to address point blank. We got big news going down over at the Main Event Network. We are growing, but we are smart on how we're growing. Most people, they would just think, hey, let's go and do all of this right at once. But do we do that? No. See, what we do, we take our time, we slowly build, we make sure we got our tools and our resources together. And folks, we are officially on Discord as well as Twitch. So, details on that will be in the description tab. Make sure you guys check that out. Great way to communicate with not just yours truly, but with literally all of the other members of the Main Event Network. We're all there. All you got to do is just hit any of us up. You can go and hit me up. You can hit the man himself who created it, Mr. OTM himself, Too Sweet Kyle Gag. You can go and hit up the man, the master of live stream himself, Tino. You hit up the head of the BWO, the Great Brown Hope, Paperclip Mike, Jay Gold, all the cool ass cast that we got over there. Folks, we talk wrestling, we talk sports, we talk collecting, we share memes, we do laughs, we have fun. That's what we do. Because that's what wrestling is supposed to be. Wrestling is supposed to be fun. And that's what we do at the Main Event Network. So, like I said, we are on Discord, we are on Twitch, links in the description tab, make sure you check them out. And folks, now that we're done that, we got to talk about on how we pay these funny little gimmicks called bills. And the first one we do is remind everyone that we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you are watching this show on the video right now, all you got to do is scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link in the description tab if you so choose. Also, if you're listening to the audio, might I suggest clicking the link in the tab since you don't have a QR code. And that'll take you to WWE Shop. You go there, you make whatever purchase your heart desires. And folks, we are in WrestleMania season, so honestly, now's the greatest time to go and get some good WWE gear. Whether it's a very nice, very evil Danhausen shirt, or, maybe it's a nice little Miss Bliss gear, or hey, some people are getting their tax returns now. So if you got some Daddy Warbucks kind of money and you want to go and get yourself one of those big old expensive collector titles, by all means, go ahead. We here, you do that, and we here at the Vicious Studios would receive a small nominal commission based on that purchase. And, well, folks, if you're watching the video, you can clearly see that it has helped improve because of on how great our video quality has improved. And folks, not only that, my producer behind the scene, Wade has now officially been sober for 3, that's right, count them, 3 solid consecutive hours. That is the first time in 12 years he has been that long. That is a great thing, and all of that is thanks to you guys. So, thank you. Now, speaking of other affiliates, I do got to talk about the Skull Shaver. It is no surprise. I am bald, and bald is beautiful. Thanks to the Skull Shaver. See, it's got a nice, sleek design. You can slide it right onto your hands. Pop that son of a gun on. Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery. 60 to 90 seconds across the skull, across your dome. I just want you to think about that for a minute. 60 to 90 seconds. Can anyone say that they can shave using one of them cheap, gimmicky kind of razors from a drugstore in that amount of time? No. Can anyone say they can get a good shave like that using one of those high-end 20 blades with a laser beam on it that can brush your teeth and play music in your ear at the same time? No. But you can with the Pitbull Skull Shaver, as well as any of the other fine shaving products they have at Skull Shaver. See, it is hands down the #1 grooming tool in my grooming kit. I use it consecutively, not just for my head, but folks, listen, I'm no shame in my game. I'm getting up there in years, I'm becoming an old man, and I'm starting to get some unsettling, hairy old man shoulders. Now, it feels a little uncomfortable for me, and I'm a little self-conscious about it still, so I use the Skull Shaver to help get rid of it. Go across on both shoulders. Boom! It's gone. Now, if you got unsightly chest hair that you want to get rid of, you go across your chest like that, boom! It's gone. And folks, we are in the early days of March, and, well, with March, that means we're on the tail end of winter, spring right around the corner, and if you're wanting to make sure you look your absolute best for the spring, it works down below also. Make sure you click the link in the description tab for the Skull Shaver. Get the Skull Shaver, the accessory kit, whatever item you feel you need to help build your grooming tools and accessory arsenal to its fullest. Folks, I would not put my name behind it if I didn't swear by it. I am not one of those kind of blind sellers. No, if I use the product myself. So if I'm using it, you're going to like it. And finally, folks, if we're going to talk about OG ways of helping support the show outside of telephone, telegram, tell your best friend to go and check out Vicious Rants. Might I also remind you to go and check out whatamaneuver.net for some Vicious Rants apparel. We got t-shirts, we got tanks, we got women's tees, we got toddler tees, we got baby onesies. Folks, we got it all. These shirts are super comfortable, super soft, and oh, I love it. I love it. Can't get enough of it. And make sure you go check out the link in the tab, whatamaneuver.net. Make sure you check that out. Search for Vicious Rants. And folks, now that we're done going over that, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. The show started out with Randy, by God, Orton himself coming out, talking about on how he won the Elimination Chamber, how he's excited to go to WrestleMania, how he's walking into WrestleMania. It doesn't matter if he's facing Drew McIntyre. It doesn't matter if he's facing Cody Rhodes. He has one plan and one plan only, and that is to walk in there to challenge the WWE Champion, walk out as the WWE Champion, and get the elusive number 15. And folks, I have said this time and time again, and it is the God's honest truth. I am all for Randy being 15, and if you were going to build a wrestler from the ground up, he would look like Randy by God Orton. And I'm not the only one that said that, you know? Now, as Randy's going on about that, he says that the next Friday on SmackDown, they're going to do the contract signing with whoever wins, but he's going to be paying attention on that. Out comes Trick Williams. He goes to interrupt Randy and go to tell him on how he's there in his lemon pepper step. Bam! Gets hit with an RKO. So, yeah. Other highlights from SmackDown were the Carmelo Hayes did a US Open Challenge. And this opponent, nobody guessed. It was Dr. Wagner Jr. from AAA. Oh, God, that was so great. I loved it. Great match. I absolutely loved it. I know some people weren't, but, dude, keep in mind, I have been watching lucha wrestling for a long time. Dr. Wagner was one of my favorites watching a lot growing up. And, you know, consecutively over the years. So, I'm all for Dr. Wagner Jr. getting TV time like this. Yeah. Either way, good match. Hayes got the win. Other highlights were a women's tag, number one contenders, women's tag match for the women's tag titles. It was Kiana James and Julia challenging Charlotte Flair and Little Miss Alessa Bliss. And this came to be because both teams interrupted Nia Jax and Lash Legends Tag Team Championship celebration, saying, I've earned a shot. No, I've earned a shot. No, I've earned a shot. No, I've earned a shot. Blah, 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 blah. Out comes Nick Aldis. Whoa, 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 ladies, ladies. You say you earned a shot. You say you earned a shot. Well, simple enough. Why don't we have a number one contenders match to determine who gets the next shot? Referee, come on down. And there we go. Charlotte and Alexa wound up getting the win, so yeah, I'm all cool with that. Then we had a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contenders for the WWE men's tag team titles for SmackDown. And those teams were the Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, Los Garza, the Wyatts, as well as Damian Priest and R-Truth. And this was a good match. I really liked it. I also, especially just from a business and TV timing standpoint, I like the fact that they did a gauntlet match for this, because technically you stretched out one match to being multiple matches to give, and it took up a good chunk of TV time in the process. And Damian and R-Truth wound up getting a win. And I understand some people don't like the idea of Damian Priest and R-Truth being a tag team. Here's what I got to say to that. Some of the best teams out there were mismatched ones where one guy had nothing, the other guy had nothing, and then they said, let's put them together. Some prime examples. Look at Steve Blackman and Al Snow. Head cheese. One another, Booker T and Goldust. Nobody remembers their matches, but my God, everyone remembers the comedic duo of Booker T and Goldust. Booker T and Goldust. Yeah. And if we're going to talk more recent, Daniel Bryan and Kane. And if we're going to talk about one of, if not quite possibly the most infamous tag teams who both guys had absolutely nothing creative-wise and just got told, hey, we're going to make you a team. Oh, you didn't know? The New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg had nothing. Billy Gunn had nothing. They said, fuck it, let's put them together. Yeah. So, I don't see. I don't see where people are going to get mad over stupid things like that. But that's just me. Either way. Damian and R-Truth got the win, like I said. Excuse me. Oba Femi came out accepting an open challenge from Johnny Gargano. Johnny woke up from his comatose state. Candice gave him a proverbial slap in the face to wake him up. He came out, cut a promo basically saying he remembers on how he's one of the best pro wrestlers on the planet, and he's going to go and show it, issue an open challenge for anyone in the back to come on out and face him. And then out comes, Oba Femi, and yeah, very much so what you expected. Oba won. And then we had the main event match for SmackDown, the undisputed WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre defending his title against, Cody Russell Reynolds the 23rd, baby. The son of the plumber, if you will. Against Cody Rhodes, and yeah, Cody won. So now Cody's a 3-time champion, and we're going to get Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, which I am all for, and I get some people did not like it. I get that. Listen, creative is subjective. We're all going to have moments in shows where we like, moments in shows we don't like. We're also going, excuse me, we're also just going to have agree to disagree. It's subjective. Let's just enjoy the fact that we all like wrestling. We all may like different aspects or different companies in wrestling, but we all still like wrestling. Now, there were some shenanigans in this match. There was some ref bumps, and Jacob Fatu came out and stopped Drew from using a chair. But in the end, yeah, Cody won and is now a 3-time champ. Yeah. So, with that said, now let's get into the show. Raw in Seattle. It starts out with Scrap Daddy himself, Adam Pearce, saying on how he wishes he could address the crowd and welcome them all to Monday Night Raw. But first things first, he needs to talk to Seth frickin' Rollins. Ask for Seth to come on down. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Out comes this masked man in a black pants, black shirt, black hoodie, and a black mask. Waves his hands, and then out comes a gaggle, I dare say, gaggle of other masked men, who then move around like a case of doing a card shuffle. Like, pick a card, any card. Is it this one, blah, 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 blah. Oh! And then everyone clears out of the ring except one, pulls the hood back, lifts the mask up, and you see Seth. Now, I get that it was supposed to be a big dramatic reveal, and but honestly, you know what my big takeaway was? Man, that mask really messed up Seth's beard, because his beard, the chin part on his beard, was smushed up onto his face. If you're looking at the video, you can kind of see what I'm talking about, where it almost kind of looked like this if it was longer. Anyways, Adam calls out Seth and telling him, listen, I get what you're doing to the division, and it's not that I don't think they deserve it, because I really do. But it needs to stop. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing these hit and run tactics. I get you got an entire army behind you. Okay, that's all well and good. But let me ask you, what's going to happen when, excuse me, when, not if, but when it finally does not work? You and I both know you just had surgery about 5 months ago. And you are nowhere near ready to go. Now, you want to go and do that, what do you think is going to happen? Then out comes Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Paul winds up saying that they want to go and beat the crap out of Seth. Theory seconds the idea, and then Seth just wave of his hands. His black hooded army comes in. He puts his mask on. Again, they shuffle around, boo, 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 and then they clear out of the ring. Theory and Paul are yelling at Adam Pearce over that, and then we hear the infamous music of L.A. Knight, yeah, dummy, yeah, let me talk to you. As you see, you'd think L.A. Knight would come down, cut a promo talking about on how much of a big old goof that Logan Paul is, on how Austin Theory's got his nose shoved so far up Logan Paul's keister, he's sniffing the next big flavor of Prime. You'd think that, but nah! You see what he does? He just looks at them both, takes his vest off, takes his shirt off, proceeds to run down to the ring, and then go and beat the piss out of him like they owe him money. Yeah! And then the eventual numbers games start to work on against Knight, and then he gets saved by the Usos. Jimmy and Jay come out, and they look all sorts of mad. And then they beat the hell out of him, clear the ring. Excuse me. Sorry about that, a little phlegmy in the throat. But they go to do that. So if I had to guess, we're going to be getting tag title match between Theory and Paul against the Usos at WrestleMania. If I had to guess. But yeah. Outside of that, let's get to our first match of the night. A women's gauntlet match to determine who will be the number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship and challenge AJ Lee next week on Raw. The opponents were Lyra Valkyria, Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile, and then Bayley. So, good match, and like I said, beautiful thing about Gauntlet matches, especially with the way that, you know, WWE now only does like a 4-card show. They wound up making one match on the card stretch out into multiple matches. Sucked up a good chunk of TV time, and it gave people multiple matches in one match. I'm not going to knock them on doing that. That was smart. That was smart TV production work. Good job, guys. But it started out with Lyra and Io. Had some decent, solid grappling at the start. Lyra was leading into the commercial break with Io building up a comeback and then eventually eliminating Lyra in the post. Raquel came out next and just simply powered Io, something wicked, like, ugh. She powered her into the commercial break, and then eventually there was some shenanigans. Io started to build up momentum, and then Liv came out to go and run interference, but then got stopped by Stephanie Valkyria, and yeah. Then Raquel got distracted by the Steph and Liv Morgan stuff, which then gave Io the time to go and take out Raquel. After she got the 3 count and Raquel was eliminated, she then went postal and beat the hell out of Io, gave her a Tahana bomb, slammed her into ring post, you know, the normal atypical shit. Then out came Ivy Nile, who then, excuse me, excuse me, I'm sorry about that, folks. That was incredibly rude of me. Then Ivy Nile came out, and then just, instead of going to do some kind of move or anything, no. She just goes in, swoops up, hooks Io, 1, 2, 3, that's it. Io is out. So then we get Bayley going up against Ivy Nile. Or not. Yeah, it was Bayley versus Ivy. I'm sorry. I had to remember that for a minute. I brain farted. And then Bayley wound up taking Ivy out. So our final in the match was Bayley against Asuka. Whew. Really good match. I thought that part was good. And then Bayley wound up eventually getting the win using the Rose Plant for the 1, 2, 3. And yeah. Next up we had Penta Zero Mero defending his newly won coveted Intercontinental Championship against El Grande Americano. Not that rat bastard OG El Grande, and I call him a rat bastard because of what he did to Pimplina. You don't fuck with her like that, man. That woman is a goddamn saint. Motherfucker. Anyways, really decent action with these guys. I dug it. I thought it was good, and I don't know about anyone else, but me personally, I would love the idea of eventually El Grande winning a singles title. And I'm not just talking like the speed title, and I'm not discouraging the speed title saying that, but I mean like one that gets major TV time, like the US or the IC. You know? Hell, why don't we even have him, I'm not saying have him win it, but have him challenge for the world title at some point. I think that'd be pretty cool. Either way, Penta wound up getting the win doing a springboard. Yeah. Sorry. Bad time to get all phlegmy because of the weather shift. Penta wound up getting the win doing a springboard Penta driver for the 1, 2, 3. And then we had Oba Femi going and challenging Rusev. And folks, to take a page from Big E, this was 2 big meaty men with big meaty chests bumping meat. I don't know how else to describe this. It was just really big, really good, really physical. These are my favorite kind of matches to watch, where you get 2 big athletic guys and have them going at it like this. You know, not like getting the 2 LJM figures and like, like that. No. I like when you have 2 big, massive, giant motherfuckers and have them fighting. and they move, and when I say fighting, I mean like actually are athletic and can move, not just lumber around. It was a damn good match, at least in my opinion anyway, but my opinion is just that, my opinion, it's subjective. It came to an end with Oba getting the win using the fall from grace for the 1, the 2, the 3. And our closing segment of the night was Clarence Monahan, the Pepsi King of Chicago, addressing the fine, lovely people of Seattle, talking about on how Roman ain't here. You know, people feel like he should apologize, but honestly, he don't feel like he deserves it. Then out come the Usos, who confront Punk like, whoa, 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 whoa. Stuff got said last week. Now, we need you to say, I'm sorry. Punk looks at him, guys, listen, I get tensions are a little high, and I get I may have said something that bothered you guys. Now, I'm not a spiritual person, but I know you guys are, and I know you guys feel Alpha is listening, right? Yeah. Alright? Now, I remember there was a time when I lived in Philadelphia, I would drive to Allentown to go and see, not him, but Sika. And I'm not saying I worked for free, but he would always offer me gas money, give me a roof over my head, a place to shower. You know, I can't count how many times I sat in the back of a truck learning. I can't count how many times I sat babysitting. I did all of that and never once complained because what I didn't earn in money, I gained in knowledge. And everyone in your family has been nothing but decent and respectful to me. Except that son of a bitch, gaslighting, no good rat bastard of a cousin of you got. And all the while, Punk is saying this to Jimmy. Jay's just in the back pacing like he's getting ready to explode. He gets in Punk's face. No, we ain't doing this. Now, you need to say, I'm sorry. And then Punk, alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, your cousin's a bitch. I don't remember the exact words he said, I'm paraphrasing them. And then, after that, just Jimmy just wham! Decks him, catches him right on the side of the face, like right around, it looked like right around where the orbital bone is. Just caught him. Boom! Punk went down, one shot. He's holding Jay back like, whoa. He earned that one. He got it. And then they walked off. That was it. So, basically what that's telling me story-wise is Punk pissed off the wrong people, and he's now alienated himself from people he thought were friends. So with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So if you're watching the video, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. If you're listening to this on audio, leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify if you feel we've earned it. Share it with your friends. Please, we are trying to build the audio platform up some as well. Also, folks, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter, DSB_IV, Main Event_Net, the Main Event Wrestling Network account, Sergeant Curry Pants 3 Count Thursday, D-Dryer1986. I am Tim Vicious out there on the socials. And folks, like I always tell you, if you love me, great. And if you hate me, well, should I have to tell you?
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck yous.